Hello, everybody. This is Bart Bettiga, the Executive Director of the National Tile Contractors Association, and also the publisher of TileLetter magazine. For our March issue of One to One, we are really pleased to have with us Maryanne Adams with Avalon Flooring. Avalon Flooring is one of the leading retailers in the Northeast. Maryanne, thank you for being our guest today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about your business and your position in the company.
Sure.
And I think the business started in like 1958. I think when I saw that tile was a part of that business in the beginning, and we're a tile magazine. So maybe tell us a little bit about the business and how you've evolved and what you do in the company.
Absolutely. So I've been with Avalon for 33 years and probably started at the very, very bottom of the company and worked my way through the company as we started to grow. We are probably like the 8th or 9th largest flooring retailer in the US, and that's specialty retail flooring. We do all flooring at this point. And at one point when we initially started, we started with tile. And then, of course, carpet took off, and then carpet was our #1 product category for many, many years. And then probably within the last 10 years, tile has taken the lead once again. And we are a retailer with 17 locations in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Our corporate headquarters, which we originally, when we first opened, was in Avalon, New Jersey, but we are currently in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is right outside of Philadelphia, about 10-15 minutes outside of the city of Philadelphia. And we have about 300 employees. We're an ESOP company, so we are now employee owned, which is a very nice story, and everybody does take full ownership of the company. So it's a great story.
So the ESOP is a great lead into me. I was going to ask, in these times, are you in a growth mode as COVID hit? What happened, and how challenging has it been to keep all of your people? And tell me a little bit about the process of since last February when the pandemic hit, and what Avalon's strategy has been moving through that.
Sure. Interesting enough, since I've taken the helm, which our owner, which was John Millar Sr., had passed away in 2008, this is my second really big crisis, I would say, that I'm, at the helm and trying to maneuver through. It's interesting when you go through one of these types of crises and you have to put your eyes on every aspect of the business. You always think, okay, if this happened again, I'd be ready for this. The one thing I think you realize is that it's never the same crisis, and they're never the same circumstances.
How do you plan for COVID, right?
You don't, because what you think is going to happen is not what's going to happen. When everything started to close down, we're no different than most states. We were in panic mode. What do we do? How do we do it? What do we do better people? Because that was a concern. We wanted to make sure that we had a business that everyone was able to come back to. So we did probably what most people did. We furloughed a lot of employees. We were very fortunate in a sense that we were able to keep our back contractor counters open for our contractors. And that's 50% of our business. So we were very fortunate in that sense. At least we had 50% of our business. We didn't lose 100% of our business. So we really worked on, we furloughed. We were probably late in, I want to say, sending everyone home, because we really wanted to work through all the details and make sure that our employees, 300 of them, had a revenue stream and were going to get paid some way. And we needed to figure that all out. When we figured out that we could furlough them, we probably furloughed 80 to 90% of our employees. And what we did is we continued to have Zoom calls to put everybody in the loop, what was going on, what was transpiring, where we were as a company. And we just promised that, listen, as soon as this thing turns around, we will start to bring everybody back. So that is what we did. And then we went into the spring, very fortunate, call it, June, July, and business started to really pick up, and we were shocked. But the one thing you don't realize is that if you're in the home industry field, everyone's at home, everybody's working from home, and everyone's looking at really ugly floors, bathrooms, and window treatment. So the fact that we actually started out, we did a program where our customers, we could do Zoom calls or conference calls. We could start to narrow down what types of product they were looking for. We could make the selections. We were meeting them out in the parking lot to exchange and drop samples off to them. And then once things opened fully, we started to see like a lot of customers. Now, it's our job also too is to make sure that the showrooms are clean, that they're sanitized.
Absolutely.
All of our sales associates have masks on all the time, not just when customers are in. We insist that customers wear masks for the safety of our sales associates and our employees. But we actually had seen a big increase. We actually, once we started to gauge and look at the numbers month over month, or once we got into June and July, each month we're better than last year's numbers. So we were very, very encouraged by that. We were able to bring everybody back for the most part. So we did do that. And we're still seeing, good numbers. And I just believe that there's just a lot of people moving forward that are going to still continue to be working home. We have our entire, call it support staff. The majority of them are working home, purchasing, accounting, operations if they can. Our product managers are, several days at home, but then they're out on the road in the stores. And I think that's going to be the new way that people move forward, that they're actually going to be working from home if they can. And yes, you have to touch base. And yes, you have to, maybe pick things up, run checks, whatever it is, file. But for the most part, the majority of our staff is working from home.
And did I hear correctly? I mean, through this process, did you open new locations? So tell me, you didn't close any of your locations? I think you have like 17 locations.
Well, so what we had 15.
Okay.
And yet we opened 2 locations. And one of the things that we had done is we moved our Philadelphia store. And we had been dealing with probably the last several years. That store needed a major renovation. We wanted to spend, maybe $500,000 to renovate the store. And we were getting ready to renew the lease, and we found out that the landlord was holding off. And they it's a real estate trust. They own several shopping centers that are right in a row where we're at in Philadelphia. It's a very visible store with parking in call it a strip mall, but they own 3 of them. And they were doing a feasibility study, and they want to see what downtown Philadelphia on the water, the Delaware there, what that's going to look like in 10 and 20 years. So they were not signing any leases. And we're saying to ourselves, we're not going to spend that kind of money. And then they tell us in a year that we have to leave. So we went out looking. We couldn't find anything. One of our largest stores were on a month-to-month lease, saying that's not going to fly for very long. And then we went out a second time a year later, and we ended up finding a really good location a mile south in the shopping area where IKEA is. There is Home Depot and Lowe's, Home Goods, Marshalls, all those stores. So we're right in the thick of things down there. So we moved that store. That was the first move that we had done this year. And then we opened a smaller store in Red Bank, Shrewsbury, which is a high income area. And we opened a store in Manalapan, which is considered central New Jersey. So yeah, we opened 2 stores. We actually had the 2 new stores in Manalapan and Shrewsbury. We actually had those leases signed as COVID was happening.
Okay.
And we actually were looking at 2 others, which we did not have them signed. So we just said, listen, we're going to move forward on the 2 that we have signed. And we did that. And then we were really caught up in restrictions as to who could work in the store and how many people could actually contractors be in the store at that time. So yeah, we moved 1 store and we opened 2 stores during
That's
COVID.
great. So you said that there was actually some growth here towards the end. I know it's been a unique situation on the residential side. You do both commercial and residential business. That's correct? And in your business model, you do not sell installation. Do you have the installers that buy from you? And tell me a little bit about that model.
We do both.
So you do both.
We do both. We have a full installation staff. And we subcontract, and we've been doing it for many, many, many years. But we also then, do the back counters, and we have all of the, leading supplies that we work with and stock a large amount of that. So not only do we install, but we also sell to installers that are looking for product. A lot of those installers refer customers in. Right. We certainly will not go near the installation if they're an installer and they referred someone in. But yeah, we do both.
So what are your projections for 2021? as far as what you're looking at? I mean, are you from the commercial side, the residential side? How are you feeling about 2021 as we start the year?
So our 2021 doesn't start till April 1st. So
Okay,
we're
so fiscal year. Okay.
on that saying, what are we seeing trending from last year, this year? Last year was not actually a great year for us. I'd say we were flat. Of course, when you look at our numbers, which, you know, what we're out there and it's published, I mean, we were probably, you know, looking, we're at 120 million. It's out there, and Floor Covering Weekly, Floor Covering News publishes those numbers. And we actually thought that we were going to probably be off close to 20 million. And that was, you know, that was a tough pill to swallow. However, when we look at it and we still have January, February, March to finish out the year, we might be off 7 or 8 million. Now, not only did we look at people, but we also looked at all of our other expenses, and we really kind of pulled back on our expenses to make sure that at the end of the year, we're still showing a positive, which we will. We also, all of our management, probably about 60 people, anyone that was salary, we took a 10% pay cut. We probably about 2 months ago put 5% in, and I'm hoping when I go into March that I'm going to put the next 5 in. But this is part of being a part of an ESOP company. Everybody's an owner, and everybody stepped up into it, and everyone recognizes that we have to do what we have to do. And you know, we're a good team. As I said, it's 300 people. We operate as a team. And like I said, very, very proud of the group that we have that really kind of jumped into this thing to turn it around. So we probably have not gotten to a point where we've said what we think we're going to be next year. We're having the conversations to set the numbers, but they are up over last year's numbers. So I've got to be real careful that, you know, that when we incentivize everyone, that I have the right numbers that I'm putting out there.
When things are tighter like this, when you're looking at your supply chain and your inventory and your relationships, how do you rely on your manufacturer partners, and what's the importance of that? And what do you look for, you know, great vendors at Avalon?
So we, like I said, we partner with our vendors, and that's the commitment on our end. We, you know, we do not put everybody's material on our showroom floor. We are very want to make sure that what we put on the floor, that we are partnered so that it's good for us and it's good for the vendor. A lot of our vendors work with us, call it through March, through the summer. They gave us extended terms, which helped us with cash flow. But you know, they work with us. I mean, right now we're back on track with everything, you know, that we're currently bringing in, and paying on time. And we discount a lot of our invoices. So we get a little bit of a discount on the back end of that, but we're back on track with them. But they were very good to us, very, very good to us in working with us on terms.
You know, one thing, when Robert Showers joined our board of directors, he not only got involved, but he hosted several events, training and educational events, and put on certifications. And you know, what's the Avalon philosophy when it comes to your customers, either your subcontract installers or your installers that you refer to? I think you really led that way by hosting training. And do you do that in all product categories? And tell me a little bit about that.
And that's our advantage. That's what we consider our advantage, that that we, if you're a subcontractor, we want you trained, and we want you with up to date installation techniques, and we're willing to support you on that. Or whether you're an installer that just buys material only from us, we certainly want to make sure that you have up to date knowledge on installation. So that's our philosophy as a company. We think that that is the advantage that we have, that we install. We will honor our installation warranties, which we have a 12-year warranty. So it's very important to us that is the difference. And you know, there are a lot of people that if you're selling material only, it's tough. Not everybody has an installer. Not everybody has a guy to do this. So and somebody that's going to warrant it and stand by the installation if they do run into issues. So that's why we spend that time on the training and on the knowledge and the education, and we do that on all products.
I wish everybody did that. So thank you for supporting our industry and our associations for that. All right, just two quick more questions. This one, candid answer from you. You've been
Yeah.
there a long time. You've watched your product categories, carpet, hard surface, wood, tile. What do you see as the trends? How is tile doing in your stores? The LVT product has really exploded. Is that is slowing down or flattening out? How's carpet doing? Tell me a little bit on what you're seeing from your product mix in your stores.
As we say, tile is still our number one product category, still strong. We're a big importer, as you know, so we bring a lot of product in. But LVT, I mean, it is plowing forward. I think where we are now, a couple of years into the LVT explosion, has allowed you to figure out what is the price point, what is the right product, and really kind of work through it and sort through it. There's just, there's different installation methods, different product, different. So it's allowed us to really kind of get to a point where we know what's selling in our market and the price point that's selling. And yeah, it's not stopping, and it's not stopping anytime soon. We actually see that it is taking some of the market share, I want to say, from wood.
Yeah.
And probably commercial carpet. We're very fortunate that our carpet has actually been pretty good. And I don't know if this is because there are so many people now working from home. Are they working in a back bedroom that they've converted to a home office, that
Office space,
they're just looking to feel good when they're sitting in this room? But carpet has been actually doing very well for us.
Don't you think it's important, since you do have all product categories, to just put some intelligence to the sales and sell the proper products for the proper areas? I think that's part of what we've seen with tile, where we wanted to protect areas such as waterproofed areas, and messaging that we thought was maybe not accurate, where LVT perhaps would not perform so well, in waterproof type situations.
Absolutely. We sell all products. We have no loyalty to one versus the other. As you know, we also spend a lot of time educating our sales associates, because we have to back whatever it is that they're recommending that a customer installs. It has to be the right product. And we really will take the time to talk to a customer when they come in, to find out, what is their lifestyle? How many people are in the house? Where are they putting the product? What does that look like? Because it's not always the vinyl that is the better product. I mean, sometimes it's laminate, and we'll say to customers, like, do you have a water situation that's why you're looking for vinyl? And they'll say no. And sometimes laminate is the better product to go with. It might even have a better look to it. And we really take the time, whether it's tile or marble, wood, vinyl, or laminate, we want to sell them the right product. And our sales associates are well versed on all products to make sure they get them into the right product.
That's great. Okay, final question. You
Okay.
you led early on here. You said you came up from the grassroots level here, from early in the company, 33 years. This is our March issue of, and it's a women in tile type issue. So we were delighted that you would be willing to be our guest here. How has the industry changed over 33 years as it relates to how you were treated as a woman coming into the business, now leading a large company, not only in your own company, but how you're treated, or how you've been treated, throughout the industry? And what advice might you give to a young woman who might want to go down your path?
Stay professional. That's number one, first and foremost. Just stay professional. Whether you're dealing with vendors, whether you're dealing with customers, and whether you're dealing with coworkers, just keep it very, very professional, and earn their trust and their respect. And it's really important that you do that. Male, female, business is business. Treating people the way you want to be treated is so important. I was very fortunate. The owner of our company, John Muller Sr., recognized that there were a lot of women out there that were very, very hard working, wanted to make a good income, maybe had families to provide for if they were single. And I want to say, I don't want to say took advantage of it, but I want to say recognized it. And we actually have a good blend of people in our company. There are a lot of women that are managers of our stores or in our management team. And I think it's also important too that you have a balance of people. It keeps everybody balanced in the company, whether it's in a store or whether it's in corporate, to have a mix of people.
Great. That's a great answer. One cool thing we've seen is a lot of women installers, artists and
Yeah,
people entering into the trades as installers. So
yeah.
love to see all of that happening. Well, thank you for giving us some of your time, Maryanne. This has been a joy
Well,
for me. Again, thanks for supporting our industry, for Robert Showers serving 4 years on our board of directors. And we're very thankful to have Avalon Flooring as a member of the NTCA. So thank you.
thank you, Bart. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Okay, bye.